Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I know this is different surroundings and a different angle and everything because I'm at work. It's a Saturday. So today we're going to go over Chasing Dallas season 1 episode 5, I Confess. Let's start here. The runtime for this entire episode from start to finish was 25 minutes. It was like 3 to 4 minutes in the beginning, about 4 minutes at the end, and about a minute and a half in the middle, and nothing to do with the episode. So in actuality, we got maybe about 15 minutes worth of content. I'm not sure what's going on or what's happening. Y'all had an extra week with that mid-season shenanigans that you gave us last week, so I don't really understand what's happening, but I'm going to trust that next week's episode is 30 minutes with 25 good minutes of content. So we start back at that ridiculous ass part. Well, we start. I take that back. We start at scenes from the last episode, blah, bloom, bloop, 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 and all that good stuff. So we go to this part where apparently there's a jet engine blowing wind across this lake and this near this picnic table. This is the same, I'm assuming the same part that they shot the scenes with Woodley and Marcel at the beginning of the season, because the same jet engine was blowing and you couldn't understand anything anybody was saying. So shout out for the subtitles, appreciate you. Stop filming at this part. Clearly outdoor filming is not the tea. The wind doesn't like you. It does not want you to be great. Just stop doing it. Just if you could just, that'd be fabulous. And they knew it was crap because they apologized for the audio in the beginning. Father God, in the name of Jesus. Okay, so Cain and Aubrey meet in this little windy ass park, and they having a conversation, and they're rehashing what happened at what's the baby? Reese G's adult Easter egg hunt. And Cain says, you know, I spoke to him and then he was on 10 and, you know, it just went from there. And he's like, I'm not the type. And he's like, you gonna run up. He Cardi B to the bullshit. I'm gonna run up on your ass and that's just gonna be what it is. So then Cain states that he has been dealing with a lot and he really doesn't have time for all this anyway. And he talks about how he has a sex addiction. And he said he started having sex at a young age. He said his father was in and out. His mom had a addiction to drugs. So he started having sex with boys in 7th grade and with girls at the 8th grade. And he started sneaking his dad porn. And it's just been affecting his life. And he has just recognized it has become an issue and started dealing with it. It's been about a month, which is right after, I guess, the Easter egg hunt, because when he was talking to Aubrey, he said it's been about a month since I saw you. So I'm assuming that he came into the realization like right around that same time that he had the actual addiction and he started to seek help for his addiction to sex. Boop. Okay. So, yeah, he says that he says that he doesn't deal with a lot of gay people. Because he says that even if your friends and they're supposed to be a circle and whatever, there's still a lot of hateration and holleration in the dancery. So he doesn't really deal with the children. So he say, I guess he would. Though how? I guess that's what Jack is for. So you don't have. I don't know. That's my question. And I don't know if it's like I have more questions about the sex addiction. Is it solely like he has like he maybe have nymphomania where he likes to have sex all the time? Or is he like pushing it over the, like where he's doing dangerous things in order to have the sex, like having unprotected sex, meeting strangers and having sex with them within the first like 5 minutes of meeting them, that type of thing. You don't even know this person, and you over here doing things like maybe in a public place that can get you caught, that could then in turn, you know. So I have more questions, and maybe they will speak more to that, or maybe not. But they did give a phone number for if you are having an issue with sexual addiction. I didn't write it down, but I will get it, and I'll make sure that I put that in the comment section below, in the comment section, but in the description box. So we then go to Marcel, who is dropping his dog off at his ex's house. Now, I believe this is the ex that was on Cheaters. And all of those things that happened. They really sat around and talked about absolutely nothing. Well, the only pertinent information that we got out of this conversation is that Marcel is almost done with his book. He had like 3 pages left. I'm sure at this point it has been published. Maybe it's out now. I don't know if it's at the editors or what's happening in this process. He does tend to comment on my reviews. So if Marcel, if you can put that information for your 3rd book down in the comment section, I would greatly appreciate that. I did purchase your book about being on your knees. I haven't started it yet. Your 3rd in rotation. I got 2 more books in front of you. Give me like a week and I'll be on there. I may even jump on and do a little book review. So I don't understand the purpose of this conversation with your ex, besides you're almost done with your book and you don't have time. You didn't have time for all the flim flam and the conflama and the foolery and the rigor that was happening with all the other cast members because you were so busy finishing your book, is what I think. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm talking really fast today. Maybe it's because of the location. I don't know. So we then go to, once we're done with, well, Aubrey did say, not Aubrey, that's not that baby's name. Marcel says that him and the ex are never, ever, ever getting back together. He said that, he's ready for everything, and clearly the young man is not ready. He hasn't been ready. I don't know when he's going to be ready, especially if you got the popping out the Cheaters van on him. He's not ready. He's not the one. Follow your gut. Move on. So we then go to Premier, who is looking at a venue that was given to him by the little boy with the shades on. I can't think of his name right now. The party promoter for his Wings and Hennessy party. So I guess he decides to use this as an opportunity to get to know B. King better. And so they go to look at the venue, and then they sit down and have a conversation. And this is what gets me with this conversation. So Premier begins to ask B. King some personal questions about his relationship between him and his husband, which I appreciate, because I don't like rumors. I like facts. And I like to get the facts from the horse's mouth. Why wonder or get half-truths when you can go to the source and be like, okay, what's up? So, another thing, as I'm watching, because the episode is playing on my computer as we're doing this, Premier walks like he has a really big schlong. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, or just me, but it's always thin ones. It's always slim ones carrying the elephant legs. Okay, so I sit down and have a conversation, and he's asking questions about, so are you in an open relationship? And he was like, and B. King was like, well, no, our relationship is not open. However, We are not hetero, so why do we don't feel that we need to follow the heteronormative rules in regards to marriage. And so we do what works for us and makes us happy, which is very nice. And I appreciate him saying that, because when we started a couple weeks ago and he said what he said, and I was like, I don't get it. However, all of that is lovely and wonderful, and y'all do what works for y'all and what makes y'all happy. But, and I guess my heteronormative self still doesn't get, if that is what you're going to do and that's how you work best in your relationship and you are happy, why stand and make a vow for it to be just y'all and you're going to forsake everyone else if you're still going to introduce third, fourth, fifth parties into your situation? And I don't share well enough for this to ever work for me, so it's hard for me, because it would never be my testimony, to wrap my mind around it. And everything is not for everyone to understand and or comprehend. And we move right along. That's pretty much how the episode ends. Well, Premier goes into this long, drawn-out story about his ex, and unfortunately his ex passed away. And he said they had been broken up for 2 or 3 years. And it's really affecting him to this day that the ex is gone, because he said that even though they weren't, I'm sorry, scratch my face a lot. Even though him and the ex weren't together anymore, he said he was still my number one supporter and my best friend, blah, 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 all that good stuff. And so he is letting that affect his current dating situation, of which apparently there is none. I don't get that. Like, it's not like it was a fresh breakup, like y'all had been broken up too much. Y'all had been broken up for years. Y'all weren't together 4 years. Now, I understand being sad at his death, because that was someone who was close to you. And anytime you lose anyone, it affects you. But for it to affect you that deeply with someone you were no longer dating and hadn't been dating for years, it feels, to me, it feels like it's an excuse. And that's a shield that he's using to keep people away from him. And that's just what I got from that. And that's how the episode ended. Now, there were, again, that conversation about somebody saying something. I guess it's going to be in the next episode. I could have, when they were showing that scene with Reese G saying that he has a brand and he has a corporate such and such and so and so, and he can't have people out here saying all kinds of things that is incorrect about him. Hold on. I'm going to speed past them talking, because they ain't talking about, yeah, you're sad and you're a boo-boo. Where Reese G at? First of all, Wooda Lee, with his fine behind, will be back next week. Praise Jehovah Jireh. Let's press pause. It says this. Oh, son of a biscuit eating bulldog, y'all. Okay, speaking. Pause. Okay. The scene was pushed back because of missing scenes in last episode. So I'm thoroughly confused and intrigued about what's happening. Are you going to put the missing episodes in the next episode so that this conversation that Reese G is having makes sense? I don't know. But I do know that this video is now almost as long as the actual content that was given to us this week. So we're going to wrap it up. I may hop on later and do another video about Cardi B and Nicki, and how real recognize real, and you can't run your mouth because a bitch is gonna run up on you and try and bop you in the top of your head. Just saying. When people show you who they are, you should believe them. And we just gonna leave right. That'll probably be in our Sunday shenanigans tomorrow, but I may come back later and do something. We will see. I think that is it for now, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.